Welcome to the British Pharmacological Society meeting, a 90th anniversary celebration. My name is Munir Pirmohamed. I'm President of the British Pharmacological Society, and it's a great pleasure to welcome you to this meeting. It's great to see people in person. This is my third in-person meeting, not for the British Pharmacological Society, but the first in-person meeting for the British Pharmacological Society since I became president, and my last. But that's the way it goes. We've pivoted to online meetings over the last 2 years and have had some great conferences online. But it's good to see people here in person. I think we've got about 90 people expected here today, and we've got about 200 people online as well, who will also have an opportunity to be able to ask questions. So people online, if you are listening, please do ask questions. I have an iPad, etc., and we can direct questions to the speakers. So it's a great pleasure to have this meeting. We've got a great speaker list in front of us. Normally, as president, you have a president's lecture every year, but we haven't had one last year for obvious reasons. But we've got Robert Langer from MIT who's going to present to us later on today. He's pre-recorded his talk, but he's available for questions and answers later on. Also, a real great honor to have to honor Alistair Breckenridge and Colin Dollery, who are two giants in clinical pharmacology and in clinical medicine, and to have symposia in their honor as well. I thought just for a couple of minutes, I'd just give you a few slides on, give you a potted history of the British Pharmacological Society. So I don't know whether I can have the first slide, please. So this is, I didn't have to look very far to find our history, because Alan Cuthbert did a fantastic publication in the British Journal of Pharmacology in 2006, when it was 75th year anniversary, and he gave a very nice history. So I've just basically used his data rather than done my own research on this. So the society was formed in 1931 at a meeting at Wadham College in Oxford, and these three individuals, Walter Dixon, J. Gunn, and Sir Henry Dale, decided to develop a society, and they held the meeting on the back of a Physiological Society meeting, and from that they set up the rules and constitution of the society at that time and started off the society. At the beginning, women were not allowed to join the society, but that ended very quickly. In 1932, Mary Pickford gave the first talk at the British Pharmacological Society meeting in 1932, and she was then admitted as a member in 1935, followed by Edith Bilbring and Martha Voigt. All these fantastic scientists also became Fellows of the Royal Society. Clinical section was formed in 1970, but the proposal came through in 1969 when Colin Dollery, Lawrence, Pritchard, Shanks, Trounce, Turner and Vere proposed the formation of a clinical section of the British Pharmacological Society, the committee that was present at that time. And the first meeting of the clinical section was held at the London meeting in April 1970 with Colin Dollery as chair. Clearly, the important thing about the society is the society's journals. We've got BJP, which was the first journal, and it was called British Journal of Pharmacology and Chemotherapy at that stage. It celebrated its 75th anniversary, or it is, and you'll hear from Amrita, who's the editor-in-chief at the moment, later on this morning. In 1972, the clinical journal was formed, and again, that's been going from strength to strength, and both journals have had the impact factors increased over the last year and so, which is fantastic news. And then PRNP is our newest journal, started in 2013, and again got its first impact factor a couple of years ago, and again increasing. The first editor-in-chief of the BJP was John Gadam, and he did a great job in getting the journal off the ground. If you look at the history and read about some of the meetings, and I remember when I was a student coming to meetings, the meetings were quite lively, and some of the questions, and particularly when you had Gordon McInnes in the front row telling you that your statistics was wrong, you suddenly sort of felt very small. So sometimes, but things have changed. We can become maybe sort of friendlier, but you learn very well in those kind of environments and so on. But I thought that. John Gadam was giving a talk, and he was giving a talk on substance P, and he was asked from the audience, the specificity of a substance P assay. And he basically answered, and I wish I could have answered this like this, and he said, it's the P, the whole P, and nothing but the P. I think that's fantastic. Clearly, over the years, the British Pharmacological Society has changed enormously. We've gone from 38 members at the time it was formed at the Warden College to over 4,000 members internationally now. It is now a truly international society. It's still called the British Journal, British Pharmacological Society, but it is an international society. And we have people from many different countries. Our last conference online had about 43 different countries represented. The society is there for its members, and the members give their time freely to the society. Over 200 members are involved in many different committees that are important for the society. And thank you very much to the membership in terms of giving their time freely for the society, because society wouldn't be what it is without your time and your input into society. And it is for the members. We now have a fantastic dedicated staff team at Angel Gate at the Shield plot. I thought I'd show you a picture of a nice building. Sorry about that. And it's led very ably by Rachel Lambert-Forsyth. Rachel took over as chief executive just a week before we went into lockdown. And Rachel did a fantastic job in getting us through the pandemic. And during the pandemic, we've developed new ways of working and so on. So the society is for the members, and it's great to see people, and we're celebrating our 90th anniversary this year, and I'm sure we'll go from strength to strength.